questions or concerns that you would like me to address while I'm doing this?
Yeah, I was trying to think of some before we come into the session, and not really. I'm just really looking forward to learning more from you about the business pages. I use Business Suite in Facebook, as do two other of our staff members. So I'm predominantly in sales, but I do help with marketing and social media as well. And so the only question that came to my mind, Summer, was, you know, and you're perhaps going to cover this, is what, and this is so debatable all the time, what is the optimal time to post on Facebook in terms of, you know, and I also join it, we post to the link to Instagram automatically too through Business Suite. So it saves us time. So yeah, anything you can add to that would be helpful, if that's good. Yeah.
For sure. And any other questions?
Yeah. So okay, I might be wrong, but let's make sure I understand. So they've made some changes to the organization pages and the business pages. So it makes it like we can interact almost as if they're a person, in that we can now, like as Lindsay District Chamber of Commerce, and like we used to have to bounce back and forth between our persona page, which is Lindsay Chamber, and our business page, which is the Lindsay and District Chamber of Commerce. So it's feeling like poor Charlene, she was working in Facebook and I was on our Facebook, and then so whatever I was doing, it came up with this, oh, it's time to change. Would you like to, you know, go to this new whatever? And so I was like, oh yeah, it wouldn't let me go further. So I said, sure, yeah. Well, all of a sudden everything changed for Charlene. she was caught off guard because she didn't, like, she's out doing her social media sharing and working and posting and doing things, and all of a sudden things look different, and she was like, what happened? And so I kind of caught her by surprise with it. And then another thing, so yeah, if I understand correctly, I think that's what is happening with the new way that they're allowing the organization pages to interact.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next thing was, this happened to us this week. So I don't think Charlene was in Facebook, but our young man that's working with us, Alexander, he was home working from home, and he was in doing our social media sharing. And because we do a certain amount of that is organic, we do it like through a list, and we post, you know, a certain number a day of our members. We check their Facebook pages and we share what their most relevant and recent posts are. And so Alexander was in there doing that. So he had logged in a place where Facebook didn't recognize. But then at the same time, I have on my phone, I'm the admin, Colleen Farmer Collins is who I am on Facebook, but I'm also the admin, an extra admin on our Facebook page. So on my app on my phone, I kept getting these alerts like, oh, so-and-so liked your post, and so-and-so. So I would click it, but then it was bouncing me almost instantly into Facebook as Lindsay Chamber. And so I was like, oh, I can look at that later. I don't need to see. I thought it was personal, right? So I was clicking alerts in my phone, and it was taking me to view chamber stuff. So I was bouncing in and out. And I think me doing that and Alexander signing in from another area made Facebook go, wait a minute, you're blocked. We're locking your account. And so then Charlene happened to open it and goes, wait, I just got this message. No, you got the message on an email, right, Char?
No, came up on the screen when I tried to go into Facebook.
It came up on the screen saying your account has been locked. So I had to go in and like follow all the steps, and it was relatively easy to unlock it. However, they had to wait, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to even touch my Facebook on my phone at all now, and you guys just go ahead and do what you're doing, because we have been logged into Facebook at 2 different locations as different admins before. But anyway, that's just something that happened to us. So I don't know if you can shed some light onto that, or if
absolutely,
if there's something I can do.
No worries. So in terms of addressing the questions here, so they did make changes to really it's Facebook and Instagram. So now they're owned under the same umbrella, so to speak. So now they realize a lot of businesses utilize Facebook and Instagram, which is fantastic. They realize it. So, but they changed it more to a business perspective. So yes, you're able to like things and comment on them a lot easier, which is great. Of course, the same issue that people don't like with Facebook, of course, is when you add a new admin, you'll find like you got to use someone's personal Facebook, right? And people find that invasive or intrusive, and they really don't like it. And Facebook has their own security reasons for the purpose, which, you know, we all have to understand, but you will get a lot of people that really don't like that. So that's an unfortunate part. But generally when it locks you out, it's fine with multi-users, but when you're on multiple devices and on multiple IPs, it does shut down as a security. Part of security, part of because it can't register all that's going on at once, and it kind of just freaks out and shuts down, like has a meltdown. So that is another reason it does it. Again, unfortunate, but I mean, most times you really only have one person in there at a time, so to speak. Right. It's where you get a couple, so it is part of their security lock. As for optimal time to post, that's a very, very common question, actually. I would say it depends on, you know, your business and what you do, and you can do your trial and error on postings. But technically all studies show and all demonstrations show that 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. are your prime times to post. Mornings, and of course, right when people are getting home, most people aren't on it yet. You know, some people have tried to post late at night, like 8 to 10 p.m., thinking, you know, people flip through their phones. But at that time, usually people aren't very engaging. You know, they're just scrolling to scroll. They're not scrolling to shop or to look or to view, like actually comprehend what they're viewing, so to speak, because they're tired. So yeah, 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. have been the ultimate posting times for Perfect. Getting actual response and leads out of it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna share my screen here for Business Suite. The one part of my Business Suite isn't loading today, so you know what?
Charlene has to make sure you can share.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
I do that.
So beside the chat should be share screen, or no, beside. Actually, wait a minute. Do you want to give me the host back?
And how do I do that?
You right click over the participants list over my name.
Oh, okay.
You click over, there's little dots. You can give me the host.
There you go.
Okay, Yay. There we go. Now I'm working on a computer. She's on a tablet. That's what's happening. This is how we, you know, multitask. Okay, there we go. So all participants can share now. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. That is. This is the one I want to share. Okay. A million tabs open. Okay, so can you see this screen here? Facebook Business Suite.
Yep.
Perfect. So yeah, so this has changed a bit. So I'm sure, as you notice, if you had an Instagram, it combined them at the top. Now you have your stories, so you can post your Facebook stories, your Instagram stories, and review all your posts in one spot. It used to be separate entities, and now they've combined them into one. Part of their biggest change was doing their posts and stories, which won't load for me today, but it's nice because now when you do a post, if you want to post something like right away, you can post to both Facebook, to your Instagram, you can post to your stories. You don't have to go on both apps anymore like you used to, which is convenient. And then the other thing they really added as well, which was to their benefit, really, was their planner. So most people use, you know, a social media platform that they use for management and posting. So things such as Later or Hootsuite or HubSpot, where they can go in like a month ahead and you know, do their posting and time it out. Facebook created their own. So it's good for them because technically they're trying to steal back consumers. Of course, you know, their negative downside is a lot of people that use the posting platforms, they also use it for like LinkedIn and Twitter. So it only can utilize Facebook and Instagram, but it is nice that you only have to go to the one place now. And the other nice part is that it's free. Later's free. Hootsuite is free up until a point. I think it's free, but you can't access the analytics without paying, which is unfair. But so the nice part about Facebook having their own is that it tracks, of course, your analytics in the same spot. So your insights and your ads and all that. So it's able to track, hey, how many people are engaging on both your Facebook and your Instagram pages, and you know, the times that they're doing it, who's doing it, and so it's beneficial that they came out with their own way of doing it. So do you have any questions or concerns on the Facebook Business Suite? or anything?
Just a quick question. The planner, we don't use the planner. So can you just describe some of just why this is an effective way to do that? Like we just go in and schedule our post, you know what I mean? Like I go into the posts section and we schedule it for like a few that week or ahead of time, you know what I mean? But that's all that we do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You can do that as well. Here's just so you can do it like at once. So if you're gonna, it's the same thing, like create a post, you can just pick the day, you can see it in more of a calendar form, so to speak, rather than just posting it on a date. The nice thing is you can see, you know, kind of what's where, so you can view your stories that went out, your Facebook. So, you know, if you, for example, are you know, you have a new product in the store and you want to push it, but not too much, right? So you want to, you know, you might forget, wait, when did we post this last? You can go back and actually view what you did when you did it. And as well as it's just, you know, you can schedule or create, and you click that it's on both. So, you know, you want a story or you want to add or you want to, and just do it to both at once there. So you can do it well under the post. So I will share that screen with you. I feel like if I bounce screens, it's not let me. So sorry. Okay, so all right. So share this one here. Okay. So on this one, for example, like you'd probably go to create a post, and forgive me, it's slow. Like you could do a post here, but most people would just go to publishing tools, the more options, and yes, you can do your Instagram and date set there as well. So this is just, so to speak, a way that you just do things quick and easy. If you want to do one post, if you wanted to schedule a bunch of posts, more time efficient, and might just be able for you to space it out on the more appropriate manner, then yeah, okay, internet's on. But yeah, so that would be where you would go to post on a more lengthy level. But again, I mean, if you're using other things such as Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, you would use other programs for that as well, like such as like Later's free. It's a good one to use to just connect your accounts as well. But if you want to do the same post across like a 4-stream band, like, you know, on 4 different social media platforms, things like Later just might be more time efficient. So you're not doing 2 here and 2 on Facebook, and, you know, so it's one thing as well to consider and use. So yeah, that's pretty much really the changes that Facebook had. They didn't have too many. Mostly it's just the fact that they're trying to make it more business friendly. For those that aren't tech savvy, it's not. But yeah, they're trying to combine Instagram and Facebook, trying to make it more business friendly. You can post easier, you can like people's pages easier, share, you know, what people are sharing, share stories, share their posts, just trying to make it easier. Because I mean, at first, even for me, it was a pain. Like you're on a business page, so you know you're a business page, and you'd have to, you know, type in Lindsay District Chamber of Commerce and then follow it, and it would have to click the little sidebar and be like, well, as certain pages, like you don't have to go through so many extremes anymore. So yeah, that's pretty much it's short and sweet, really.
They also like, maybe this happened sooner than just recently, but where they made it so that you don't have likes, but you have followers or something. Did they change?
Yeah, so it's followers now rather than likes. And I think personal pages still have both followers and likes. To be honest, I can't really tell you the entire different, like followers, you get more information from their page opposed to just liking it. Liking like a supporter, following, you actually get more of their information on your feed. But I'm sure one day though they might just eliminate the like. So I'm not entirely sure. But I could probably see it going that way. Is there any other questions or concerns that you guys have with Facebook Business Suite?
So I downloaded the Business Suite app to my phone, but I don't know how to have it. When I open it up, there's nothing there because it's, as myself, I don't have access to this? Would I have to be logged into Lindsay Chamber on my phone to have it connect in Business Suite?
Yes, but I think even if you're logged in on your personal Facebook on your phone, it should still link that you're an admin for Lindsay District, like it should, but you still have to be logged in on Facebook on your phone in order for Business Suite to work. Yes.
So that was
Okay.
the problem I ran into, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm Colleen Farmer Collins. I'm an admin on the Lindsay Chamber page. And then earlier in the week when we got locked out, it was because I kept getting those notifications and bouncing in and out. And Alex was working remotely from somewhere else. And then we got locked out because they were like, this is suspicious, right?
Yeah, no.
So, but you have to be careful, Shar, because I end up sometimes looking and not realizing that I'm interacting as the Lindsay Chamber.
Yeah.
I have to be careful.
So for me, though, I would actually have to be logged in as Lindsay Chamber, because when I'm doing it, I'm acting as Lindsay Chamber. Like myself personally, I'm not an admin on the page.
That's right. So that's what I ended up doing. I end up logging out of one account. I log out of my personal account and log in as Lindsay Chamber, the persona admin for the Lindsay, our business page. Mm-hmm. That's what I do, so that if I'm going to do anything with my phone on our Facebook, that's what I do, because as I say, it can get confusing. It
gets very confusing.
Oh, this is Colleen from CN Creative.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Colleen. Another Colleen.
Yeah, in the corner.
Okay, the truth is she happens to be my niece.
Oh, is she named after you?
Yeah, of course.
In the corner on the business pages, they sometimes show your picture, and you can tap that and you can pick who you want to interact with. But I find Facebook lately hasn't been following through with their promise of that. It doesn't always show up.
Yeah. No, it's another. I think they had some glitches in their system, so to speak, especially at the time they were changing it to Meta. Now it's technically not Facebook anymore. It's Meta now.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a minute? So does that mean that the Facebook brand and the Instagram brand are going to go away and it's all going to be Meta? Like what?
So as far as my understanding is, Facebook is to be called Meta, but they're not changing Messenger. So it's still Facebook Messenger for now. But what I think it is they jumped the gun on trying to do a change, but they weren't ready for it, so to speak. So like headquartered, like their top name is Meta, and Meta owns Facebook and Instagram, but eventually Facebook will change to Meta. But I think they just, I don't know. I feel like he just threw out a tweet on that day and no one's ready for the next thing yet. So
what are we going to call it? I think they will have to do updates. Are we going to call it our Metaverse page? Like, I'm confused.
Sure. I think I'm not gonna lie, I think for about another year or so, like even when it changes to Meta, like after a year or so, people still say Facebook page. They're still gonna say it until, realistically, until the next generation who will call it that, then it'll catch on. That's usually how it works. All of us will stick to saying Facebook until eventually enough of the next gen says that it's Meta, and then we'll all change to that.
So I can't connect our Facebook, our Lindsay Chamber Facebook, and our Instagram. I have tried multiple times, and there's a reason. I can't even remember what it is, but it says I can't do it, and so I don't know what to do about that.
No, that's odd. So
very odd.
That would be. Be honest, I would try to make sure that you're definitely logged in.
Yeah, if you want, Shar, I can try and log in for you and look.
Okay.
Yeah, but definitely make sure you're logged into both things on the same server, same cell phone, or whatever you're using, because that'll be its way to, like, if you're not logged into Instagram and you're trying to connect, it won't work. But that's because you're logged into
security.
Both.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, it's good you brought that up, because a lot of people don't even know that you have to be on the same IP address.
Yeah. It's
you have to be logged into both Instagram and Facebook on the same IP address in order to connect them. But I feel like she was trying to do it from the office, right? She's probably, I don't know what's happened there. She's probably
no, but also if you tried to do it during the time where they were updating, I'll be honest, with all these updates and everything, people have to realize too, like there's hiccups in the system. Like even with Facebook groups, I noticed a lot of glitches going on over the last 6 weeks. Yeah. And then all of a sudden everything's just fixed.
All of a sudden it's all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually they did have issues as well, because I know that they went down about a month and a half ago as well for that day or so, and that led to a lot of issues as well. And that was when they didn't say, but I feel like it was a hacking issue, so of course they need to redo all of their cybersecurity, which is just, it's a wormhole and a half, so it takes a long time for the people on Facebook. So so after that, after updates, and to be honest, with their meta platform coming out, there will be more updates and I'm sure more complications to come, but usually they don't last too long. But really, best advice is, if something's not working and you're trying for it, like try back, later or the next day, and if it still doesn't work, well then it might be a user error, or you just might be clicking something wrong. But like sometimes it does happen. Like I'll post something even for another business and it won't work, and I'm like, oh well, I guess I'm posting 2 hours from now because it's not it won't work today. So it's computers, can't always win.
Charlene's just has somebody that's come into the office, so that's why she disappeared. We have Donna Galloway joining us here from 746 Shop.
Hi, Donna.
Hi there. Sorry for my tardiness.
That's okay. We were all it was a weird morning getting started too. So Summer's basically just fielding some questions. So if you have specific questions about Facebook or about your Facebook business page or something, it's kind of an open forum to just ask, since we're a small group. So if you have anything that you've thought about that you were wondering, or if you've been trying to do something within Facebook and it wasn't working, that's what we're kind of posing her with, the things that we're like, we've noticed something's different, and so I don't know if you have anything like that, Donna.
Let me think out loud for a second. I'm on the spot here. So I know there's been a lot of changes, and a lot of it's influenced by the iOS allow for notifications or not, and tracking of applications. Is there a workaround in progress, or some sort of way to target through Facebook without having the ability now to track on a lot of the mobile devices and such?
Well, really, it's so you're sorry, just a question. You're asking basically how to track your analytics from Facebook?
No, how to go after your personas, really, because you have your audience that you want to go after, but now they're not allowing tracking within the application. So how do you?
So I think I understand. I think so. They want you to pay for paid ads to target the people that are your target audience, and your perfect target audience, and which is your persona, and from your persona. And that what's happening now, like we used to be able to work around that. We used to be able to, target, still get message out there. There were tricks like don't put a live link in your, post, right? Like you could put a website on an image, but don't type it out in the post so that it's taking people away from Facebook and things like that. So they had restrictions that were making it. And so it seems like they've become more and more restrictive about who's seeing your free message, if you want to call it that. Because, so is there a way around, is there any kind of workarounds for that? Is that correct, Donna? Were you asking something along that line?
Yeah. And to pile on, like the apps within your phone aren't tracking anymore. So how do you have confidence that you're actually getting the right personas anymore, because they're not doing that tracking? So is there some way to make sure you're getting to your right audience still?
Like Colleen is right, by all means they are pushing the paid advertising, which is unfortunate, but I know like at the end of the day they're trying to make biggest buck. That is a way to target the most efficient way. Otherwise, to be honest, it's the hashtags. So, you know, the Kawartha shop local hashtags that will pop up that people follow the hashtags. Because even on Instagram, like you can literally just follow a hashtag and it gives every single thing that's ever posted with it. So you can follow hashtag shop local. It's not even a legitimate Instagram user, but it's a page full of the hashtag. So unfortunately right now, that is kind of your main reason for reach and where in your area. Like it's very unfortunate because you can't be more specific anymore unless you're paying for it, right? You can't be like, in this certain area, I'm looking for this certain, you know, demographic, you know, age or female or male and that such. I mean, of course, you can put as much descriptive wording, I guess, in your post on who you're looking for. But really now the main target is the utilization of the hashtags for that, unfortunately.
So even on, because, you know, it's disheartening to pay, and with people not being tracked now, you're not necessarily getting to the right individuals. So you have to, so even
exactly.
Facebook is incorporating hashtags now?
Pardon, sorry?
Even Facebook is incorporating hashtags now?
Yeah, Facebook has used hashtags for a while now. Same thing as like with Instagram. So most people, when they do both their posts, they usually, like, it's the same post or same product, they usually share the same hashtags. Usually Instagram would have a couple more. But yeah, that's the same way of reaching to people. Otherwise, I mean, to be honest, there might be a program, I don't know of one, but I would have been surprised if there was a program that might help you be able to track when you post. I'm honestly not too sure. But yeah, for me, it's mostly the like paid is kind of the way that they go now, unfortunately, to get like who for sure you're looking for, which is learning and frustrating.
So that was a question that Colleen asked before she had to jump off, was that how can we get more reach with a Facebook to your Facebook page or group using paid ads? So she's thinking, and so that's basically sort of what Donna was asking is, since they're not really tracking, then I guess what your answer, Summer, is try to use keywords in your post that you would like almost like search engine optimization, but try to use keywords and then use hashtags. Like, so yeah. Like, is the geofencing still a thing, like, or no? Because it, you know, it used to be like if someone was in your area, then they would get if they're looking at their Facebook, then that's when they would get some information about the area that they're in. And so if 746 shop had an ad on Facebook and someone was stopped in Lindsay or close by, Manila, whatever, somewhere close by for gas, and it would tell that, you know, the lady sitting in the seat while the husband's putting gas in, oh, there's this cute shop up ahead. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, so is that that's gone? No more of that sort of geofencing is occurring, or is it?
No, mostly now it's through the sharing aspect. So mostly, you know, if you're a community group, whatever, everyone shares and kind of has to support their own way. Because so now, how do I put it? So now, for example, when you do a paid ad, and you know, you can set your demographics, geographics, all that stuff. You know, the internet always tracks what you do. So, you know, if you're Googling, you know, cute winter hat, whatever, then if someone has an ad there that's local, it will pop that up on your screen, like to the still creep. But used to kind of do that without the paid aspect of it. It would be like, hey, you're looking at local things. It doesn't really work that way anymore, unfortunately. And I feel like that's they're split on, you know, the business aspect, you know, business strict and to make money on the business side, Facebook is using. And then they're also trying to still keep Facebook for, you know, user, you know, teenagers, adults connecting with friends and family. So I think, unfortunately, I think they went on the business side a little too for their own business benefit. Because they did take away a lot of advantages we had when it was kind of more thrown together, like business and personal accounts, right? It was all kind of like mixed in, but now they've really tried to divide that. And I think that's, it's created the issues that we're talking about here, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask one more question then around the hashtags? Just trying to get my head around this.
Yeah, no worries.
Change. So typically, and what we've done even up to yesterday type of thing, is we would post separately. I would go through an Instagram posting, in the comments, put in my 12 hashtags type of thing, post it, and then go separately to Facebook, may reuse the image, may not type of thing, and then type out a totally different thing without the hashtags. So you're telling me I don't need to do those separate steps anymore. I can actually post directly to Facebook and not have to go through this hashtag cleanup process.
You are right, yes.
Also, Summer showed us, Summer, if you don't mind showing it again, I don't think that Christine will mind. Or sorry, not Christine. Anyway, we'll go through it again real quick, just to show the page of that you were showing, where the Facebook, you can post to both from it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
If you want to just show that.
From the business center type of thing, like from
yeah, it's in the business center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the business suite.
Business suite. I never remember the language.
So you yeah, same here. You use that then over the Instagram. I've just lost my my marketing assistant, so she may be doing all this. I'm kind of learning through the absence of somebody that was crucial in the business. So
no worries.
I'm hogging my questions here.
No. Okay. So under Facebook Business, we have the planner now. So the planner, it's so Facebook owns Facebook and Instagram now. So you go to the same thing, create a post, and you can post it to both platforms in the same spot. Same as you would if you're using HubSpot or Hootsuite or later. So here is nice though, because you can see what all you did. You can see your stories that you posted and all your posts that you've done in the past. Or the ones that you want to schedule out ahead of time. You are right. You don't have to go into each individual platform and post separately because of hashtags anymore. Obviously, you recommend you do that if you're posting on LinkedIn and Twitter. You might want to change them or utilize different text because they're different audiences, so to speak. But when it comes to Facebook, Instagram, like now Facebook does have like the blue hashtag you can click on and see what other hashtag is now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
I have a quick question, Summer, with regards to that. Like when I post, I post in the posts section, right? Like I said earlier, in Business Suite when I'm scheduling or posting right in that moment. And before I've got two check boxes, one that checks off that I'm posting to Facebook and one that checks off that I'm posting to Instagram. And lately the Instagram check mark is gone. So when I go to do a post, because I post to both, I have to keep clicking on it every single time. I don't know how to get it back, so it just defaults to both.
It no longer does. You always have to click it now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I have to do the same thing. Yeah, it's now a default to the Facebook side. And I feel like they did that because they wanted to push the planner, because again, they're trying to kind of take the business away from the other planning programs, right? So I think that's why they probably did it, and to also confuse people, because that's always the fun part. But yeah, you'll have to click it every time, unfortunately.
So would you suggest we should be posting and scheduling our posts from the planner rather than the posts and stories section?
I recommend it only because it gives you a more clear layout. So I mean, if you're just going to do one post once in a while, to be honest, don't bother using the planner. It's probably just, a waste for you. But if you do post every week or twice a week or 3 times a week, then yeah, I'd utilize the planner. It lays it all out for you, sees what's going on. You can move things, switch things, change it, edit, and it also shows everything you're doing. And it's a nice reminder, because you can be like, oh, I have this post coming up tomorrow that I want to share on the story too, right? So it's and you can create stories ahead of time and everything on it as well. So it's more to utilize and just cleaner and organized. But like I said, it's useful if you do quite a few posts. So there are people that only post once a month, and for the people, you might as well as just still doing the post, because you're just doing that one post.
No, that's good. So in the planner section, is it the same when you go to schedule a post that it will have checked off Facebook, and then you just have to check off Instagram at the same time?
I believe so. So when you go to, let's see if my internet will let me want to try this.
And Summer tries to open it while she's zooming. It doesn't want to cooperate.
So you still have to click the Instagram part, but you still have to click the Instagram part, but it's at least like it's very noticeable. It's right at the top there. So you do have to still click the Instagram that you want to do for your post. Yes.
But you can schedule at the same time though, right? Like when they go at the
Yeah.
same time. Okay, perfect. Yeah, that's great. Okay, thank you.
Can you future date within that planner now?
Yes, you can.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you can get rid of all your extra add-on tools then.
Yes. And that's what they're trying to do. Again, like I mentioned in the beginning, if you do the same kind of post, like if you do, new product posts and you're doing it for LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, still use whatever HubSpot, Hootsuite, Later, whatever program you're using, only because then you're using two programs to try and get to your other two platforms and just these two. But if you literally strictly only use Facebook and Instagram, you might as well just use their planner. It's already there for you. And that way it also helps track the analytics in it too. So it's a one-stop shop for those two now.
So you can post to social media from HubSpot. We have our CRM is HubSpot. I know you've referred to that. So you can schedule your social media posts from
Yeah, you can.
HubSpot?
So
I did not know that. I did not know that. That's why I'm asking.
There's a marketing tab at the top there. And when you drop it down, it's like the third one down. It says social, and you can connect all of your LinkedIn, Twitter, and then you can schedule your posts from there as well.
Wow. Okay. And so the advantage of that is that you can schedule various posts to various platforms, not just be in Facebook and Instagram. If you're on Twitter and LinkedIn, and then it tracks for you. You can see your analytics right in HubSpot.
Yeah, and HubSpot has their analytics page. I think it's the tab past marketing, I believe, or maybe it's at the bottom of the marketing tab. But yeah, you can see as well.
Okay, no, that's fantastic. I did not. Do you recommend if you have like HubSpot that you would do that? If we only have Facebook and Instagram, so we just post from Facebook, which is fine. If we were to add LinkedIn or Twitter at some point, I guess it's advantageous then to do it right from HubSpot.
I was going to say, if you have more than two, the reason that if you don't stick to Facebook is because you always have to reconnect your accounts. So it times out after like 3 weeks or so, and it makes you reconnect your accounts. If you don't have them reconnected, your posts don't actually go. So that's the iffy part of them. So it's a reconnecting challenge. Like you have to go in and make sure it's reconnected. And if your posts didn't go, make sure you repost them now. If you're just using Facebook and Instagram, you don't have to reconnect your accounts on Facebook Business Suite, which is really nice for people.
Okay.
And can you have multiple Instagram accounts in that Facebook planner?
So how do I put that? Yes and no. So in the top of Business Suite, you have like your circle of like who you are, like your personal account. And if you run more than one business account, so you would have to go into each individual planner to do that. So like you can't, so it's only like, my personal Facebook only has the personal side, and then Sunny Skies only has Sunny Skies that they can post on. So that's, so technically yes, technically no.
Okay, understood. No, I have a bricks and mortar Instagram that is different than the online one, so I was hoping, but that's okay. It's
no worries.
Neat to have the planner at least.
Is there any other questions?
I have a question about LinkedIn.
Okay.
We have a LinkedIn account. We don't really use it too much because I personally, I don't understand LinkedIn. To post in LinkedIn, isn't LinkedIn sort of more just business focused rather than if you had a retail store?
It is / used to be. So now they have their own feed page. So people do utilize LinkedIn. Problem people have run into is doing too many posts. So if you post on LinkedIn, like the average post, so to speak, on a weekly basis, 1 to 3 posts is good. Don't do like 4 to 7 posts a week, because that's just basically annoys people. But it's nice because LinkedIn basically has their own feed page where you check out other businesses. So it's a way for businesses to collaborate with each other on it now. So you know, if someone's looking for a marketer, they might like a marketing post that was shared or so on and so forth. So yeah, LinkedIn did used to be, they originally designed it, we used to call it the Facebook for businesses is what we used to call it. But really it was just like where people went on and put a description of their business and where people worked and that kind of thing. But now it's actually become like a Facebook for business. Now people can actually share feeds and stuff on it. So
I haven't been very diligent about doing things in LinkedIn. I used to, and then I go away from it. And I don't know why I did, just time. I think it was time. And and also well, I use it for research. So like we were working, we had someone who was our customer service person at a company, and we sent an email, and then we weren't getting replies or answers. So I went looking for him in LinkedIn, and I found out, oh, he doesn't work there anymore. So I use LinkedIn as I'm a private detective to find out about people if they've moved on.
No, people still use it for that. But now they've made it more like business connecting friendly. So that's why they're able to have their own feed page and stuff now. So and it's nice too because, go ahead.
No, finish, sorry.
It's just nice because what you share and stuff as your post is now underneath your profile. So if you share, you know, your products and stuff on there, then people, when they search your page, it actually shows up on your page too, which is nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I have a bit of expertise in that area. And if you have a blog, if you have an informative blog, it is a really good platform to post it there. Mm-hmm. And then you're building your audience and bringing them to your website where you can maybe seal the deal, right? So it is a good platform for that, or other articles, like you said, sharing.
So Dennis Galen from Zero In, he uses it quite a bit, and we have some diehard members that use it quite a lot. Honestly, as a chamber, we should be doing more with our LinkedIn page, because it's business focused, right? So we really should be looking at that and coming up with a strategy and trying to share, you know, more there. But we just get caught up in what we're doing right now and all the things, all the many things. So, but I do think that I know it's in the back of my mind that I'm missing opportunities there, and I need to get information about our membership and, you know, why it's important and what we can do for our business members and such. So, and also things that they're concerned about, right? So, you know, information that's passed on to us from the Ontario Chamber of Commerce, even if it's sharing the articles from them or from the Canadian Chamber. So I definitely, that's on my radar to give that some attention for the next year. See what I can do with our LinkedIn a little bit better. Maybe it can be a sales tool for us. I'm not sure.
Well, we use it, like, I have a full-time job too, and we use it for always on campaign. So it's a pay-per-click platform. And if you have really good articles worth posting, really what you're getting is somebody's email address, like you're getting all their credentials, then you can hook it right into HubSpot so that it loads that information in right away. So again, if you have really good blogs that you have a partial intro that really hooks them, or an article or something, then you can and those could be giveaways. It doesn't even have to be free, but that's how you would leverage it to a CRM, is to make sure that you don't just give the entire article away without getting at least an email or something to build your ability to target people.
Yeah, not unlike when we send out an e-blast with links to click through to our page about, you know, more information here, right? Click here to register, click here to, you know, learn more about this, or to get your coupon code or whatever, right? So
yeah, it's a different mindset there, but it can work. But we're financial institution software, so, you know, we're putting out boring white papers and such, but people need that information to do. So it would be a little more tricky with a retail store, but I'm sure I've seen it relax. I guess that's the right word. LinkedIn is relaxed quite a bit. So there's definite appeal there for sure.
Okay. So do we have any more questions about the Facebook changes that came about?
Has anybody been successful with it? Because I'm finding that it just has totally changed the online sales. That's the best way to say it. I was shocked with how much it has changed the online sales. And are people starting to recoup? Are people or companies finding a way around that now, Summer, do you feel, or is it still
most people's ways around it would be doing the paid advertising, but really, I mean, their next best thing is to continue basically going back to building the audience again, right? So going to follow more pages and doing the whole engagement aspect. And, you know, again, getting other people to share things and making sure that they share things, keep local. It's nice that they have to keep local campaigns and stuff going now, but that's kind of what they've all had to really resort to. Is the relying on people or relying on paid ads. That's really it now.
Right. So our chamber worked with other chambers in our region, and along with the Haliburton chamber, and so our campaign, you might have seen, I don't know if you've seen, well, I think you're participating, aren't you, Donna, and yes. Donna Galloway. We have Donna and Bright. We have Donna squared. Yes. We had Colleen squared, but Colleen left. Now we have Donna squared. So Donna Galloway is participating in one piece of it as a meet the owner, I believe. So there's going to be some videos rolling out for that. It's what's called Loving It Local. And so we were doing Keeping It Local, but we ran into a little bit of issues, but we're okay. We switched up really quick and it's still great. It's a great campaign. And so, yeah, so, and it has all the hashtags, and it's like, we're posting it on a behalf of our members. We're creating our own posts, celebrating them with it. And then also encouraging the businesses to use the toolkit themselves and do more posting using it. So, you know, it's things like that, right, Summer? I think that.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've put it up, Colleen, just so you know, too, on Shop Close By. Oh, we put the logo right on our main banner page, so people, when they're coming into the platform, can see it. And I think we posted it on our social media as well. Yeah. Oh,
great. Excellent. Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. So I think Donna Enbright, are you having a video or a photography or anything part of the meet the owner portion of it, or are you using the toolkit that we promoted?
Just the toolkit.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it would be difficult. It would be more for your customers. I guess. So actually, before we wrap up, are we done with Facebook questions, or do we need to ask any more? Charlene has one. Okay.
So what I found is when it changed over from likes to follow, and we do social media sharing every single day. So then I had to search for pages that I was previously that we liked, that now they're not popping up when I start typing them in, because that like went away, and it didn't automatically change our liking those pages into following them.
Oh,
so I had to go back in and follow each one again.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting requests from those businesses saying, please like my page. So I'm just wondering, I know they were rolling it out, so I'm assuming those people that are asking me to go like their page, even though from my side I'm following them, their pages maybe haven't changed yet.
Yeah, they might not have changed yet, but also, like, again, I think people are still used to the terminology of like my page, but as I said, I think that's going to wean out, and it's only going to be follows. I don't think there's going to be a like anymore. No. It's just going to be follow pages from now. So I think it's just a force of habit. We all still say like our page when really it's now follow.
It's like Metaverse is never going to be Metaverse for me. It's always going to
be. Exactly.
So what I did, and I don't know if any of the ladies here with businesses, like what I did for us was, because that change happened, so I knew that people who liked the Lindsay District page, maybe they weren't liking it now because our page had changed to following it. So I did a post and said, if you previously liked our page, please follow us.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah,
because it had changed. So I did that, and I'll probably do it again like in a couple of weeks just to make sure. But
can we invite people to follow? Yeah, we can do that, right? Yeah. Because I just did that for the shop Loving It Local. I went in as myself and asked all my local people to follow it. So that's what we could do is start inviting everyone that's friends of Lindsay Chamber Persona page to follow if they're not, I guess. So well, we're going to be wrapping up, so I just thought we could just do a little quick round the table, because the Donna Squared, we have the same thing on the R28 board, because Donna Galloway is also on the tourism board for and we have another Donna there, so it's like
I don't run across my name in day-to-day business world.
So that being said, let's start with you, Donna Galloway.
I shouldn't have opened my
So
mouth.
so let's just tell them a bit about your business and where you're
Sure,
located.
absolutely. So we're out on the outskirts, if you will, on the Kawarthas, just before you get to change to Durham. So we've got that nice little sweet spot there, just before Simcoe Street. Our address is Oakwood, but we're in between Oakwood, nested in between Oakwood and Manila on Highway 7, and we have 7 and 46 shop, and it's a destination location. And we have a food truck, a souvenir / retail store and such. And we did I know the word pivot's been abused, but we did a large pivot with COVID and became an online apparel provider as well. So we are now producing Kawarthas influenced apparel, and that's our online all year round for the organization. And it's my husband and I that started it, and it evolved from an ice cream parlor. We didn't know what to do with this commercial place we bought, and it has grown, and we've got another thing under our sleeve to grow it again next year and keep the online presence going. So we've been having fun with it, and we've really built up it's a tourist attraction, and people go out of their way on Fridays and Sundays especially to drop in, but we also get locals now. And COVID changed that to get even more people because of the green space we have, the sitting areas, and the spectacular food truck menu that we have all helps that. So
very good. And then Donna Enbright.
Yeah, it's Christine. I don't know if it's not coming up on your screen, Colleen. So because it is Donna, right? Who's the founder of Shop Close By.
Okay, so it is saying Christine, but I thought I was calling you the wrong name.
No, I'm like,
sorry,
I changed it, but maybe somehow I'm thinking technology must be showing still as Donna.
Well, then there isn't Donna squared. I stand corrected. I'm so sorry, Christine.
That's okay. No worries at all. So yeah, so I'm from Shop Close By, and we're sort of out of Haliburton primarily, but we're now expanding into the Kawartha Lakes and Peterborough with our e-commerce platform. So it's a community-based platform for local businesses to join, nonprofits, retail businesses, to try and leverage, or more reach to other consumers outside of your own online shops, to build as a community, having a one-stop like local Amazon of local businesses only, Kawartha Lakes, that consumers then can either go into someone's brick and mortar store, go onto their own online shopping, but it's a nice way of unifying all businesses to cross promote and market. You can sell e-commerce on the platform. You can auction items, which is a really awesome thing. So for nonprofits and fundraising efforts, we're getting a lot of uptake with that. And it links to your social media, so it helps to increase your followers now. So we're trying to just really help support local businesses to reach more consumers, generate more revenue beyond what you're doing in your own location. So if you're interested, Donna Galloway, I'd love to speak with you, because I think we're going to be launching I need to confirm that, but I believe we're launching a new promotion for Kawartha Lakes. I need to confirm that with Donna. I'll be having a meeting with her shortly, which I will do. And then if it's a promotion, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for businesses to get onto the platform and try it out and see how it works for you. And I'll work together as a team to try and promote everybody.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant because, we are pushing the Loving It Local, shopping local. And what I love about it is, people are like, if they're apprehensive about going in stores or just, busy and whatever, but this is sort of like our little local Amazon. And what's lovely is you can shop from different vendors that are on there, and it all goes into the same shopping cart, and then you pay and check out. Like, so it might be coming to you from different places, but I love that's the aspect. So you're on there and you're perusing and you're going to different places, different stores, different businesses. You're selecting your purchases, and at the end you check out once, and it's perfect. Like, I just love that about it.
And it's really intriguing. I'll have to talk more for sure.
I love it I love that it's local businesses, but it's a way to put them in front of our local people, our residents and stuff, virtually, right? Like, there you go. You can in fact sit in your living room and shop at the stores downtown and shop at the stores in Haliburton. Like, I have had a great education about some of the really cool shops and different different products that we have that are just so close to us here, like close by, as you say, in Haliburton and in Fenelon Falls and in Bowcajun, like little, like through the Loving It Local, us vetting people and just being part of that. I'm like, I didn't know there was a lady that made homemade granola. I didn't know this. I did, you know, and I'm like, if you're buying those things anyway, why wouldn't you support it? Somebody local doing it, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it does unify. There's so many businesses like, you know, John, like you're saying, where you are, right? You got that little sort of green space between, you know, where you are and Durham. And all of us, Haliburton County, you know, Kawarthas, Peterborough, tends to be very geologically spread out. All of our businesses are so spread out that if someone's driving through the area or whatever, they might see the Main Street businesses, but there's so many beautiful businesses beyond the Main Street as well. So this would be a great way for them to know how to access all businesses in Kawartha Lakes. If all businesses in our perfect vision of this endeavor would join, and we're leveraging the marketing and getting it out there, then consumers would just shop, right? And then they can go to your store when they want to, or it's just a great way to bring a presence and unification to the shopping experience.
And as you can tell, Christine's really passionate about it, and Donna's the same. And they're just like, they just want to get the message out there. And you just launched in Peterborough, right? In the Peterborough.
We launched in Peterborough. Yeah, we're hosting right now. You guys should check it out. The Women's Business Network is hosting an online auction with us. It's live right now on the PTBO. So it's ptbo.shopcloseby.ca, and they're raising funds for the YWCA. So that's a beautiful pairing, right? Of fundraising efforts. And the auctions are so much fun. We also have another one running on the Haliburton site right now. So we want to do the same for Kawarthas. It's just a matter of getting a business going or two, and then hopefully with good marketing and that, the rest will follow. It takes time, like any new business, to build the brand, to build the trust, to get to know us and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they're trying to get that uptake, right? And then meanwhile, like the business owners were so busy through the summer months, and you know, they're just trying to get through a day. And you know, as we all know, there's the staffing shortage and all that stuff that's taxing them. So, and it's like, oh, you're missing such a great opportunity. We need to get this happening for you. But it's like, I can't handle any more sales at the moment. I don't even have staff, right? So we're trying to help with that on that end, the chamber.
Thank you, because it is a challenge. It is a challenge, right? We understand they're so busy. They wear many hats. We do too, so we get it, but it's good for them. It's just a matter of the timing and trying to support that onboarding process, which we do. We have excellent customer service and then, tech support.
And another thing that we try to do at the chamber is try to educate, and the Small Business Entrepreneur Center does the same thing, where we try to educate our business owners that, you know what, do what you do really well, and then you know, hire people to do the other stuff that's time consuming, such as accounting, bookkeeping, or if it's hiring somebody like Summer who does you know, social media.
To ask.
And so so now we're going to let Summer say a little blurb about herself and what sort of services she provides. I should be
sure. So I am Summer Osborne, born in Kawartha Lake, so born and raised. So I'll go a little bit into descriptive. I background in behavioral neuroscience, minor in psychology. A lot of my family doctors, my stomach just couldn't handle the aspect of the neurosurgeon part. And so I switched into people skills, which I'm good at. So I went for business, specialized in marketing, which is where I kind of got my passion and a lot of my from. So the behavioral neuroscience aspect actually helped me interact with people and you know, learn more about them, and you know, you get a good feel for how people are with the way they talk and act and that sort of. So I've been doing this for about 7 years now. So I started off part-time. I spent 4 years in the financial institutions of CIBC and TD as financial advisor. So I have financial background as well. So a lot of what I do is a little bit of everything. I do marketing, social media, website design, target market segmentation, target planning, and as well as academy. So I teach people certain kind of skills that they need to, or businesses certain skills that they need to, so they do things on their own if they're not comfortable with people doing it for them. I really love what I do. I think it's a lot of fun, you know, especially aspects of creative design, especially aspects of trial and error, because things change. The media world constantly develops, which I guess is nice. But for someone like me, it's, you know, sometimes you wake up and then there's another new platform or new app, like when TikTok came out, and it's like dreading learning TikTok. But so it is a fun world to be in, and yeah, so I have a little bit of everything. I work with a large variety of people and corporations and, you know, nonprofit, accounting, people that design their own products, people that sell products, you know, gosh, I have so many, those that do cakes or baking, yeah, it just goes on and on and on, construction and so on. So it's nice because I also have a broad background of, you know, different things and different people and different organizations. And yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. So yeah, kind of like the jack of all trades with random backgrounds there. I also do hold certification in project management, event planning, wedding planning. No, I don't also just do those on the side, but I like to go to school a lot for, you know, useless random things. And there still happen to be other things I went for along the way. Yeah, I wanted to go back to school to study water. I just thought that was pointless. But yeah, so that's a bit about me. I'm generally fun, bubbly, spend a lot of my time behind a computer. So as much as I run everyone else's social media, I don't like to touch mine after work. So
right.
Yeah, so that's a bit about me. And of course, if you ever have any questions or concerns, you know, troubles with anything, I'm more than happy to help, you know, advise in any way I can. Email, call, text, happy to help anyone and everyone. You know, we're all here to help each other grow and build and develop, and you know, that's the best part, especially growing up small town. So
that's right. That's right.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies. Thanks for participating today. We had a small group, but I think sometimes when that happens, you get your answer specifically answered, and it can be a little more, maybe it's not as great for Summer as far as, you know, she's not reading a broader amount of people, but at the same time, we're getting answers that are more specific to us. So it's almost like you're our little custom workshop. And I actually love panel discussions and where it's like specific questions are asked, because you learn from the questions other people ask as well. And thank you so much for doing this for us today again, Summer. We really appreciate all your wonderful help. And when the other people reach out to say, oh, I missed it. No, I'm sorry, I forgot. I couldn't find the link. And, you know, then we'll just send them to you.
Yeah.
Now you have to pay for her help. Sorry. All right. And Donna, are we still on for 1 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yep.
Great.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
This was great.
It's been great. Thank you so much for coordinating it, Colleen and Charlene. I know she's had to jump off, I think, the call, but and thanks, Summer. It was very insightful, and you're lovely. And yeah, good luck with your business as well, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies.
Yes, I echo that. So thank
Have a good
you.
day.
Christine, aka Donna, too.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so
I'll be
sorry.
in touch, Donna. I'll give you a call. I'll reach out.
I'm terrible with
All right,
names.
perfect. Appreciate it. See you at 1, Colleen. Take care.
Okay, for sure.